I never thought I'd be writing something like this, but I honestly don't know how to process what happened. I feel heartbroken, angry, and confused, and worst of all, I feel betrayed by my own family. For context, I come from a very close-knit immigrant family, or at least I thought we were close-knit. Family has always been the most important thing in my life. Growing up, my parents taught me that no matter what happens, we should always stick together and help one another. And I believed that. I lived by that. A few months ago, some of my family members, my parents and an older sibling, approached me with what seemed like a serious financial opportunity. They told me they had found a guaranteed investment, something low risk and high reward. At first, I was hesitant because I've always been careful with money, but they reassured me over and over again. They said they'd already spoken to people, that they'd done the research, and that this was a once-in-a-lifetime chance for all of us to build a better future. I wasn't completely convinced, but then came the emotional pressure. They reminded me of everything they've done for me, all the sacrifices they made when we immigrated here, how they've always supported me, and how family helps family. My mom even said something like, "If you don't trust us, who can you trust? We're your family." I wanted to believe them. I wanted to show that I trusted them and that I was willing to be part of something that could benefit us all. So after a lot of back and forth, I agreed to loan them a significant amount of money. I'm not going to say exactly how much, but it's enough to say it was life-changing for me. It was money I'd been saving for years, for a home, for security, for my future. They promised me they'd pay me back within 3 months. At first, everything seemed fine. They gave me updates, told me not to worry, reassured me that everything was going according to plan. But then deadlines started passing. First it was, just wait another 2 weeks. Then, don't worry, it's just taking longer than expected. Then slowly, the updates stopped. I started getting nervous, so I tried talking to them about it. That's when everything changed. Instead of reassuring me, they became defensive and hostile. My dad snapped at me, saying I shouldn't talk to him like a stranger, and that I don't understand how these things work. My mom cried and said I was accusing them of being liars and breaking the family apart. My sibling told me to relax and stop being greedy because money isn't everything. I felt like I was going insane. Suddenly, I wasn't allowed to ask about my own money without being made to feel guilty or ungrateful. Weeks turned into months. At some point, I realized the money was gone. There was no investment, no plan, no backup. They had used the money to cover their own debts and expenses, and they hadn't told me the truth because they were scared I wouldn't agree to help if I knew. I can't even describe how that realization hit me. It felt like the ground disappeared under my feet. I wasn't just sad about the money, I was devastated by the betrayal. I had always thought that no matter what, my family had my back. But now I feel like they used me. They manipulated my trust and my love for them to get what they wanted. And the worst part is, they don't even seem sorry. Whenever I bring it up now, they gaslight me. They say things like, "You're overreacting. We'll figure it out eventually. Stop stressing. You're being selfish. We're your family." And yet, no one has offered me a repayment plan. No one has apologized for lying. No one has even acknowledged the emotional toll this has taken on me. Financially, this has put me in a really hard position. I had plans for that money, for my own stability, for my future, and now I have to start over completely. But the emotional damage is so much worse. I feel like I can't trust them anymore, and that breaks my heart. Every time I visit them, there's this huge weight in the room. I want to love them the way I used to, but something has shifted inside me. It feels like there's this invisible wall between us now, built from every lie, every manipulation, and every excuse. I keep replaying everything in my head. Did I miss the red flags? Was I naive for trusting them? Am I wrong for being angry when they're family? I feel trapped between two painful choices. Forgive and forget, pretend like nothing happened, and keep the peace, but betray myself in the process. Or set boundaries, demand accountability, and risk alienating myself from the very people I grew up relying on. Neither option feels good. I've been talking to a few close friends about it, and they're furious on my behalf. They tell me I need to cut them off or stand up for myself. But it's so much harder when it's your own family. I still love them. I still want a relationship with them. But I also feel like if I don't stand up for myself now, they'll never take me seriously. and maybe they'll do something like this again. Right now, I'm just heartbroken and exhausted. I feel like I'm grieving the version of my family I thought I had, and at the same time, I'm trying to figure out how to rebuild my financial stability and my sense of trust. I guess I'm looking for advice from anyone who's gone through something similar. How do you set financial and emotional boundaries with family without completely destroying the relationship? How do you forgive people who don't even think they've done anything wrong? And how do you learn to trust again? Or do you just stop trying? Because right now, I don't even recognize them, and honestly, I don't recognize myself either. Next story.
I met my wonderful girlfriend, let's call her Zed, on Hinge about 5 months ago. From the very beginning, there was this crazy, undeniable connection between us. We clicked instantly, emotionally, mentally, physically, in ways I honestly didn't think were possible for me. I've dated before, but I've never had anything like this. She's smart, sweet, beautiful, funny, and when we are good, we are really good. I truly, deeply love her, and I believe she loves me too, but it hasn't been perfect. There have been some ongoing issues that I don't know how to handle anymore, and it's starting to eat at me. The biggest one, the one that keeps coming up over and over, is that Zed lies to me about things she's scared to tell me about. She doesn't lie about everything. In fact, I know she's honest about most things, but when it comes to certain sensitive topics, she hides things or twists the truth until it comes out later. And the problem isn't even what she lies about, it's the lying itself. I'll give you a few examples. When we first started talking, she told me she doesn't smoke and never used weed. I was upfront from day one that I don't drink, smoke, or do drugs, and she told me she was the same. But as time went on, I found out she's actually recovering from a nicotine addiction and used to smoke a lot of weed in university. Later, she admitted she still struggles with cravings sometimes. Then there was the topic of sexual history. Early on, we talked about body counts. I was honest and told her mine, including an embarrassing one-night stand that I regret. She told me hers, which seemed lower, and said she never had a one-night stand. But a few weeks later, I found out that wasn't true. She's had 2, and in reality, our body counts are pretty similar. It's not the number that bothers me. I don't care about her past like that. It's just the fact that she lied when she didn't need to. There have been smaller things, too. She told me she doesn't follow her ex on Instagram, but she actually does. She told me she doesn't talk to him, and while that part is true, it still stung that she couldn't just tell me the full picture. For context, both of us have a history of trauma and domestic violence, both from previous relationships and family situations. I think that plays a huge role here, especially in how we communicate, or fail to. Here's the thing, it's not the truth that bothers me. Her past, her experiences, even her struggles with addiction or mental health, none of that scares me away. In fact, I want to know those things because I love her. What I can't handle is the lying. I grew up in a household where I was lied to constantly and emotionally abused. As a kid, I learned very quickly that you can't trust anyone's words, and now as an adult, my tolerance for lies is extremely low. Even small ones hit me harder than they probably should. But that's the problem. I know Zed loves me. I know she isn't lying to hurt me. I honestly believe she's lying because she's scared. Scared I'll judge her, scared I'll leave, scared she isn't good enough. And the truth is, I've given her no reason to fear me like that. I've never yelled at her, never punished her, never shamed her. I've only ever told her I just want honesty, no matter what. It's confusing, though, because in so many other ways she's proven she's trustworthy. For example, I've lent her money before, not huge amounts, but enough, and she's always paid me back immediately without me even asking. That, to me, shows she respects me and values my trust when it comes to serious matters. But then she'll lie about something so small and insignificant, and it sends me spiraling. I've been trying to communicate all this to her, but it's not easy. We'll talk about it, she'll cry, apologize, and promise to be better, and then a few weeks later, it happens again. I've even started questioning myself, wondering if my trauma is making me overreact to things that aren't really that big of a deal. And yet, despite all this, I can't just walk away. Maybe I should. Maybe some people would say I'm crazy for staying, but there's something about Zed that feels different. I've never had this kind of connection with anyone before, emotionally or physically. I've never dated a woman for longer than a month before her. With Zed, we are past 5 months, and it's the most meaningful relationship I've ever had. I've never been this deeply attracted to someone, not just physically but spiritually. The intimacy between us feels real. When we are together, it feels like we are on the same wavelength. I can read her moods, her thoughts, her body language, everything. She also takes care of herself in ways I really respect. She's clean, organized, thoughtful. Honestly, she's the first girlfriend I've had whose apartment and car are cleaner than mine. That might sound small, but to me, it says a lot about who she is. She takes pride in herself, in her space, and in how she presents herself. I guess the bottom line is this: I love this woman with everything I have, and I want to marry her someday. I want a future with her. But I'm stuck. I don't know how to move past the lying without resenting her for it. I don't know how to help her feel safe enough to be fully honest with me. I don't want to nag her. I don't want to parent her. I just want us to be transparent with each other. I do have a therapist, but I'm recovering from a recent surgery, and money is tight right now, so I can't afford regular sessions for the next couple of months. That's why I'm writing this out. I'm desperate for advice. I don't want to give up on us yet. I believe what we have is special, but I also know I can't keep living like this forever. I don't know if I should set firmer boundaries, if we need couples therapy, or if I need to start preparing myself for the possibility that love, no matter how strong, might not be enough. Why does love have to be this hard?